So my Tool, this is part two. This is continue. The Tool, my friends and I got interrupted and my phone was like dying. So when I picked it up, whatever. Abruptly ended. Let's see. Okay, we'll go back a little bit. No, we won't. It was that family aspect of us that kept us so close. We'd fight, but as brothers. We'd prank, but if it went too far, someone would interfere. Or intervene. Sorry. At least it was that way for a while. So as large groups go, the gang split up into smaller units. Oh, my fucking blanket. So delicious for the rest of us to witness your dread. I no longer went to my tough guy friend's house, and they rarely came to mine. But things were changing in many ways, and I found in Tool's music the very theme to my struggle. This was still way back in 98 or so. The new Tool I found was actually old Tool, not to mention bootleg concerts, particularly Undertow. I let that album wash over me and devour me and drown me in it. The lyrics seem to be pulled from my heart. It's no wonder crazy people think Tool stole their ideas. It's their gift to be able to conjure these idea gods and harness them, then present them in a way that is intelligible. Yet I did not want to rot in an apathetic existence, and I was completely disgustipated with family, friends, school, and life. I also felt like I was going crazy, and nobody noticed that they were all going crazy too. You gotta realize, just reading Be Here Now and the Book of the Law and Jungian psychology books and listening to Bill Hicks and Tim Leary wasn't changing us into superhuman Buddhas. So we knew we needed to do something to get us to the show. Now at that time, it was pretty easy to get any number and variety of drugs. So we set out to hook up with the most far out cats crazy enough to live in Mifflin County. When we got connected, we realized we were all part of the same tribe. We just never hooked up. But one or two people were good friends with both groups. This is not important other than the fact that our Tool obsession was about to infect one of their leading members. Being one carries the holy book. Being one carries the holy books who seek the sacrament. I don't know, I can't read that. He can't read it. The holy books, those who seek the sacrament. Being one who carries the holy books, those who seek the sacrament. Oh, the books of acid, I think. So we started taking LSD. Yeah, there was somebody that had books of acid, not sheets. There was books of pages. Fucking a library. So we started taking LSD on a regular basis. I can remember even going to school tripping one time. Don't recommend it. We were taking it and going for long walks, or we sit in the woods in the darks for hours smoking pot and talking. There was a subgroup dubbed the Belvillians, and they lived way up in the farming part of the county with the Amish. And we did a lot of the same on acid up there too. But we also watched The Wall. Oh shit! I did not know this was going to come up. But I mean, it's my blankie, but I just happen to be wearing it right now. Oh, it's always perfect. Fuck you. Synchronicities is for pussies. Get over it. It's whilst now it's happening. It's a constant. Okay, I mean, we watched that shit tripping like a million times. Also, the Nine Inch Nails Self-Destruct tour and videos, those were all VHS, by the way. We nearly burnt out the pink tape. We all connected to the movie the same way we did with Tool, and we felt that we were learning about something amazing. Wherever we saw the synchronicity. Fuck you, world. So for years, we'd do ceremonies where the center of the group's focus was some unknown heightened awareness. We practiced Wiccan ceremonies, stoned and chalked up failure to lack of the proper elixirs to help us pierce the veil. When fear of one of us summoning the devil arose, some of the leading members of the circle took the book he gave us to study and threw it in the river. Such a waste. I mean, who wants to go to Barnes and Nobles and buy the same book you just had? Silly, we thought. We don't need some bullshit book to tell us how to do magic. At that point in time, it was as if our will manifested nearly instantly. All animals and insects became ultra aware of our presence, and we had the most amazing dreams we tell each other about every day. I can remember walking the streets and knowing every bird and animal that crossed our paths was some type of messenger or witness following us into the future. Though each trip was unique, and I should add, going on a trip didn't always involve copious amounts of illicit drugs. At that time, an eighth or a quarter of smoke could propel us into unknown terrain. We saw how H2O was a medium for certain spirits to use to uplift matter. The dancing trees smiled and rolled over each other like gnomes. The scars of our town digging into the nature of reality as a whole. We began to see the Iron Prison for the first time. We made plans to destroy and take over these areas. We knew to be corrupt and oppressive. Yet, before too long, found out about Valis. Fast acting living intelligence system. Now, to most mainstreamers, that is simply a Philip K. Dick book, one of many delusional rants of unreason. Now, I can't with all my will say any one book can show you the whole truth, but each book is a lesson learned, or one hoped to be learned. As Tool evolved, I think it's evident that each song is a world of its own, but much as Earth is a planet of its own, we are connected by deep ideas and forces that create a greater a greater whole. The solar system itself is a small speck in the big picture, but when you get close, you see a lot can happen in small dark places. Tool, my friends, and I grew over time, and so was a scary fascination. And so, what was a scary fascination had become a delusional obsession. I have Phil here, which means I have other pages somewhere. It don't matter. But it was group hallucinations, so none of us noticed. We really thought something was wrong with everyone who didn't like Tool. And like so many before us, we became preachers and prophets spreading the good word of Tool. We knew it wasn't cool to be the crazy fan guys, but saw Tool differently than other bands. We felt as if they were above and beyond all others. Yet it had been years since Anima had been released into the world, and we as Tool promoters wanted more from the masterminds behind the 3 albums that defined us as a group, and for some of us, defined us, period. We didn't feel limited, we simply were growing. And as we grew, so many albums came out and filled the spaces between the hours of the days that filled each year. Yet Tool never released anything, nothing, until something revived our overlords of music. Salival was on the horizon, as was the new millennia. Yet we had no idea what we were in for. Even now in 2011. Oh, shit. I see. Okay, see, I started writing this because this was going to be my presentation to the world of everything in my life that was connected. All the synchronicities, I was going to tie them together. As I was writing this book is when Chris died. Okay, my best friend. And all of this. That's why all of it is spread throughout so many different years. Because I was working on it for like a 10-year period. Chris died, and I've been asleep for 8 years now, 7 years. I woke up a couple years ago when I almost died. It was like I had prostate infection, bladder infection. I had infection in my arm from heroin use. I weighed like 140 pounds, and it was grim. I had a bunch of problems. This one was older, but it helped build the prostate infection that nobody could see over the years. It was a bunch of shit. And Chris had died from a car wreck, but he was sick for years from endocarditis, which is an infection in the heart that he got from shooting up. And for years I thought I had that. I still worry. My broken heart will kill me, yeah. Even now in 2011, I see beside me a torn and battered page from the Salival booklet. Now, forgive me, but I had converted my toolbox into a more magical toolbox. Oh yeah, I used it in art class. What a fool! To fucking cut up Salival. I had no idea it was going to be the limited fucking tool. Like, dude.